to you, my duck. Require skin removal in the stomach area and over the hips. Stomach area over the hips. But also have excess skin at the top of the tummy. However, FDL diagnosis is borderline. Is FDL best done at the same time as the 360 belt lipectomy? Is it possible to get a good result if you have an FDL in a second surgery? Good God. Right. Okay. So, all right. A little bit to unpick here. So, first of all, massive weight loss, 10 stone weight loss, huge. I don't think anyone would argue with the enormity of that weight loss. That is a huge amount of weight to lose. So, massive congrats to you. And I am sure you are going to get a great result from your body contouring procedure, whatever you choose to have. And I think everyone's different for this. I mean, someone was talking to me the other day about a circumferential with an FDL. And I think we've all just developed, I think that's one of the problems with plastic surgery, but also niche operations in plastic surgery and massive weight loss operations in the UK anyway, I would say would be still considered a niche area. And I think probably we're all developing our own views on it. I don't think there's any answer to it. So personally, I wouldn't do a 360 with an FDL. So I wouldn't do a 360, which is a circumferential tummy tuck with a vertical ellipse. I think there's just too much hanging about in the wind there, and blood supply of that T junction, and it's just not something I would do. I think an FDL is good for narrowing the waist as a standalone procedure in the tummy tuck arena, but I think a 360 will address that excess skin in the hip area better than an FDL. So I think an FDL will tighten the skin in the sides and will pull it together and make the waist better. But I think a 360 will address that more effectively by actually excising the skin over the hips. So so I wouldn't do an FDL and a 360. I would say if you've got excess skin around the hips, the 360 will address that. So personally, I wouldn't do that. Also, you're saying at the top of the tummy. So again, 360 will, to a degree, address skin at the top of the tummy. Really, this is something. It's a slightly difficult one, and one probably would need a consultation to be seen in real life, because it depends on how much skin you've got in the upper abdomen. Whenever you have a problem with excess skin in your abdomen, it is always worse in the lower abdomen than the upper abdomen. It is always worse below the belly button than above the belly button. So all the tummy tuck procedures are addressing the lower abdomen and to a greater or lesser degree are taking that tissue out of the lower abdomen. But sometimes people do worry about the upper abdomen. Is that going to be addressed? So it's only addressed indirectly. The pull is indirect with the tummy tuck, and it's not addressed directly. And for me, and again, it's sort of my view on this, an FDL doesn't particularly address the upper abdomen very well. So an FDL is not going to do the upper abdomen a great service, because the amount you take, it's more for the size. The FDL, it's more for narrowing the waist. So if you are going to do anything to the upper abdomen, the majority of people don't need it. Pretty much everybody, I think I can say everybody, I might be wrong here, but most people have more of a problem with the lower than the upper abdomen. So you would do a sort of standard abdominoplasty first. But if you did have kind of rolls of skin underneath your breast, if you've had a significant amount of weight loss, that might be the case. You might have a significant amount of skin in your upper abdomen, then that could be addressed with a reverse abdominoplasty as a second stage. So I wouldn't do an FDL as a second stage. I think that's unlikely to be needed. I mean, you could have it, but it's unlikely to be required. But I would think about doing a reverse abdominoplasty if you have significant excess in the upper abdomen, and that will take that excess off the upper abdomen. So that's something that you could think about. But as I say, usually you would address the lower abdomen first in terms of whether it be an FDL or a circumferential. And it would be either a circumferential or FDL in my hands. I wouldn't do a circumferential with an FDL. I don't know if anyone does that. Presumably they do, because this person's asking about it, so I'm guessing they've seen someone who's suggested that. I don't know, but I've never done it. On full disclosure, I've never done a 360 and an FDL. I've never seen the need for it, and I don't think I would do it. Never say never, but I think I would do one or the other personally. It's hard enough doing a 360, but doing a 360 with an FDL, crikey, that would be even harder. So yeah, that's where I am on that.